The Monday Face Punch Bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our Patreon. Score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals. Contest with $1,000 prize. Join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Parlay Play. Parlay Play is a lead pipe locking for parlay player props. Peter Piper. Go to parlayplay.io and use promo code SGP for 100% deposit bonus today. And with that, let's switch over to page 2 of the soundboard so you can hear this song. I like doing that. I'll do it again. I'll do that again. All right, welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. It's Monday, August 7th, 2023. The Monday Punch in the Face Bomb episode. I don't know what that means. There's a lot of face punching. I'm CJ Sullivan, your host, the man in the box. All right. Sorry, a couple minutes late here. Sorry, but we are here on our second normal 1 o'clock live Pacific Coast, 4 o'clock Eastern starting time. Because it's NFL team preview season on the network, so I kind of push back. Well, you don't need to hear the ins and outs of it. We're here in the Bottom Line Bombs. We've got a great episode today. I'm going to recap the weekend, which was a lot of face punching. Jake Paul's and Tim Anderson's. Talking some Lady World Cup, and I got a nice bomb for that coming up. Lady World Cup, even though U.S. got bounced. And then, some baseball and, of course, a man in a box. But first, let's recap that weekend of what was the Bottom Line Bombs. The last I left you, C-Generates, and welcome on in to the show, the C-Generates. I was giving out Wyndham Classic bombs, golf bombs. The classics music for golf. And all we did was give out a winner of Lucas Glover at 75-1. Hold on. Now I got to switch over here. I mean, that's more than cash register. That's fucking, that is, I don't even know what that is. Let's see if I can get a better song. Get her. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, 75-1. We bombed it. We hit it. Nothing matters. I can give you so many losers, and I will during this football season, and it's fine because I just gave you a 75-1 winner with Lucas Glover. Bomb that! Not only did I gonna give you that, man, I can't keep moving this fucking microphone. I gave you the top 10 plus 750 just for good measure because you always back it up with a top 10, and that was plus 750. If you didn't do it. Goddamn right, Captain Insano dropping 75 size bombs. Those are some Oppenheimers coming at you. Some Oppenheimer man in a box, bottom line bombs. Like I said, so now I don't want to hear shit. I gave you the U.S. Open winner. He was only 88-1, Wyndham Clark. I hit Ricky Fowler the other day, 14-1. I'm giving you nothing but outrights. You know how hard it is to hit outrights in golf? I've hit 3. That was great. And I even hit the fucking basically the 1-2 exact. I had Russell Henley too. 20-1. He came in third, but he was neck and neck first and second. He dropped a third in the last hole. But we had his top 10 plus 250. Hit that. Bomb that for the hell of it. Just in case. How's that for golf? 1-2 exacta. Bake it. Anyway. No need, but we're no longer on the laurels. We move on. Like I said, today we got to move on to more bombs. So we have here on August 7th. I know I said it was going to be football previews from now on in. since we're in August. But I'm going to wait till I'm going to wait till the next show. Just because I want to talk some of the other stuff that happened, and there's just not enough time anymore on these things. Vince, that's Vince Wilfork, number 75 bomb. That's a good 75, Captain Insano. There's not too many famous 75. Oh, Howie Long was a famous 75, but I like Wilfork because that's a Wilfork size bomb. Speaking of which, Albert Hainsworth is in the news. Why is Albert Hainsworth in the news? Was he at the Hall of Fame? Is that what happened? He was in our thread news. I know that. Sean Money Green was talking about Irsay saving the whales. And he goes, when did Dan Snyder ever save a whale? And I said, Albert Hainsworth. That killed in the thread. Anyway. So, yeah, like I said, it's today. What time are we looking at here? 6 minutes. We got some time. We'll have some. So I'll talk about the fights in the baseball, and I'll have a World Cup lady World Cup bomb for you later on. But welcome, C Generals. It is August 7th. I will give a shout out real quick to two people. My sister, Carrie Ann Sullivan, who's out there, an avid listener. It's her birthday today, along with my Uncle Kevin, the old bookie. It's his birthday as well. The Hartford bookie himself. So double birthday, Sullivan birthday shout out. My joke growing up was always to text my sister or call my sister and say, hey, don't forget to wish Kevin a birthday today. And then act like I forgot it was hers. Classic bit. Never gets old. Didn't get her much. Got her a thing for her Stanley mug that has personalized name on it. Like that was a TikTok ad. I'll give Uncle Kevin a call later. Maybe in the LL Bean shirt. That's what we exchange gifts at Christmas. We mail each other a nice LL Bean shirt. Nice corduroy LL Bean cotton shirt. My sister, I would tell you what I did for her. She's in New York and I drove her to the goddamn airport, LAX, on a Friday night. That should be a gift for 10 years. That was a fucking nightmare. I mean, LAX is the worst place on earth. I get it. But you tacked it on a Friday night and everyone's taking, I mean, it was insane. Oh, take the arrivals. That's a hack. You go to any arrivals and you can walk up. Yeah, everyone knows about that hack. There's no easy way to go through the LAX. I mean, it's 8 lanes wide, just bumper to bump. It's just jammed. You hate life, you're cursing, and you're not going anywhere. And you're not, it's in this circle. It's so pointless. And like, I don't know, I'm going to LAX rant, but I mean, they're always doing sure. They're always trying to make improvements, and every improvement makes it worse. Like now they have this Uber lot, like this refugee lot. You have to go underneath the highway, and you got buses that take Ubers there. That hasn't cleared anything up. It's got everything worse. There's so many buses. No one's keeping things moving. Not only is LAX the worst place on the planet, and you have the worst drivers in LA, and they're all going there doing pickups, and everyone just does what they want. They switch lanes like they're falling into bed. Like, let's go over here for a couple, 3-4 lanes, move over here. You try to talk to it, like, the cops are always like the crossing guards, whatever, they're just keep it moving. You try to ask them a question, they're just like, no. They're saying no before you even ask anything, which is a great way to go through life. No, I don't care what you have to say about anything. I'm trying to make your day as terrible as possible because mine is awful. That's my job here. Regulating traffic at the worst airport in the world. Why don't these terrorists, when they blow up planes and whatnots, and why don't they blow up LAX? I'm not saying I got to kill some, but blow off a wing, get some space in there. My God. And the lines just to get through security. What if I was a terrorist? This might put me on a list. But if I'm a terrorist, why try to sneak a bomb through security? Who cares? There's 1,000 people in line before security. Blow that place up. Go to the lines of security, let off a bomb. You'll do plenty of damage. And then what they'll do, they'll say, all right, now you need security to get through the security. They'll just keep pushing it back and making it more ridiculous. Anyway. That's my already. I'm already starting off as a man in a box angry style. Man in a box angry style. I usually like to say that to the end. That's how much I gotta have. That's how much I gotta have. Well, anyway, all right. Let me cool off a little bit for Christ's sakes. I gotta. I should say. That being said, LAX is the worst place on earth. What makes LA amazing is then you have there are 7 other airports. If you can get there, they're the most pleasant experiences you can have. Burbank Airport is it's a pleasure to fly out of there. You walk up, you right on the tarmac. You're like walking up to you're parking there. You're like DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can. You have 8 stewardesses on each arm, Pan Am flight attendants. You walk right up and it's, you sit down, you got a shrimp cocktail, and you're flying to Vegas. That voice. Serial, welcome to the show. Says it always pisses him. The security lines piss him off watching the select people cut the line. I know, and they know it too. Although I have to say, I just got TSA pre-check. I was TSA pre-check and clear. That's the combo. Clear is kind of a ripoff, but I'm at the point where I will pay anything to make my experience at that airport less stressful, even if it's 15 minutes of segment, whatever it takes. Yeah, man. Anyway. And then you're not going anywhere. That's the thing, too. You're cutting in line to security. You're not going anywhere. You're still going. We're all still going to the same fucking place anyway. You got to get that global check. That's how you do it. Anyway, we got a lot of people. We're welcome to the show. Let me tell you all real quick to sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including the NFL win total contest with $1,000 first place prize money. Besides season-long contests, they also have weekly contests for just the Patreons, plus a monthly SGP Stories podcast, completely ad-free and full behind-the-scenes of stories from SGPN. There's even a Discord channel just for patrons. Only you can prevent corporate gambling. Do your part and sign up today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right. Now, let me get into the show that was actually what I was talking about. Like I said, I don't want to talk about that airport anymore. Why am I I'm coming in angry. Don't need to do that. Let's talk about fun things like people getting punched in the face. That's what happened over the weekend. There was that Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight. I watched it. Only because I have the system. I have the it's a legit TV system. I don't know, but you get all the free pay. It's not legit. You pay in crypto. You get all the free pay-per-views. You get international channels. Anytime you get international channels with your package, you can pretty much sure that's an illegal network. Anyway, I don't want to bring that up in case any of the real people are listening. But we watched the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight. It was interesting. I watched the the Jake Paul fucking Netflix thing too, Untold. Interesting. There's Johnny Manziel coming up. It's interesting. That starts off with, say what you want about him. I like any story that says about Jake Paul. Say about any people like this. Say what you want. Love him or hate him. You got to admit, anytime they say that, usually people hate him. You don't have to preface that with something that people respect and like. You got to respect it or love. Jake Paul's a YouTuber, but he's boxing now. He's not. I mean, what I like about him, and they do show in the thing. It's kind of interesting. I mean, he's a heel, and he has created this character where everyone wants to see him get knocked out. So, and that's good for fighting. That's what you want. People will pay money to see you. It's like a dunk tank with real consequences. To be this villain. He's kind of like the way Andy Kaufman was with wrestling. Like he liked that whole thing, and he only wrestled women, and people would just get furious. So Jake Paul's like, all right, I'm gonna box, but I will refuse to box anyone who knows anything about the sport. I mean, basketball players, Vine stars, MMA fighters, and they can be affiliated. They can be close to, adjacent to boxing, but they can't know anything or have any experience in boxing. That's my only rule. And now they're calling it boxing. Someone called him the best crossover boxing. What? That's not a thing. Crossover boxing is not a thing. But I'll say this. The fight itself was mildly entertaining because when you have people who aren't great at it, especially boxing, you're going to see people get hit. So the worse they are, the more open they're going to leave themselves, and they're going to get clean shots. And yeah, they're going to be tired. But look at the Crawford fight last week. He's the best boxer in the world. But these are technicians, and they barely, you see like 4 hits in an hour. He has no charisma. No one even knows him, but everyone knows this guy because his brother showed a guy hang himself in Japan or something. He did lose to Fury. That was his first loss. Oh God, I just did something bad there. Nope, we're back. Oh God, just opened up Apple Music. He did lose to Fury. The brother, no, and Fury's brother was technically a boxer. So, and he lost by decision in Jake Paul's defense. It wasn't too bad of a thing, too bad of a result. But it's just the perfect summation of society. He's all public. He's all promotion publicist or whatever, It's all facade. But he has millions of followers, obviously. I mean followers. He says, buy this energy drink. They buy this energy drink. They off the shelves. Prime, or the fuck it's called. It's actually going to Congress because it has way too much caffeine in it, apparently. It's like a drug, which is hilarious. I'm going to box? Sure. All of a sudden, we love boxing. We hate you. Fuck Jake Paul, whatever. Like, it's nuts. And then you watch it, and we convince ourselves that this means something. But it's selling pay-per-views. As Mike Tyson loves him. He says in that documentary, I love him. Listen, the sport was dying. At least it's something. It might not be the best. It's exhibition fights. Like, yeah, but it's just an exhibition. That's what boxing was to begin with. Exhibitions. Unsanctioned. No, it was not the brother, Captain Say now. The brother's Logan. He's the one who got canceled. I think he had a sexual assault, maybe. But he showed the video of Suicide Park in Japan. He showed a body hanging, and they was also wearing those rice hats and very offensive Kamojos and whatnot. They're real good people. So you hate the Pauls. Gotta hate the Pauls. But the fight, he won the fight. Nate Diaz was kind of hilarious too. Because Nate Diaz, he just looked. He's from Stockton, California up there. He brings out E40, comes out. He did some sideline analysis because how do you think he's going to win? Man, we're from the Bay. We're just cut different. All right. How about trading and boxing? No, we don't do that. Like, Diaz looked like he should have been smoking a menthol cigarette during the fight. He was out of shit. It was great. Or at least like jean shorts, He just looked like he was in an alley street fighting. And his style, which is what Nate Diaz does, he goes, I'm just going to outlast you. I'm going to let you punch me as much as you want, as long as you can. Hopefully, eventually, you'll tire yourself out, and my bloody mess will just lead on to you and do you some. And it almost worked. If that fight went 20 rounds, which I bet it could have, he would have thrown up some malt liquor or something awful. Like that old John L. Sullivan. When fights went like 150 rounds, he'd vomit in the 84th round. Don't worry, it was just a cough. Yeah, I kept the whiskey in me. Anyway, I don't know. So it's kind of interesting. Love or hate him, crossover boxing, Jake Paul. He, it's just an exhibition, but you can tell he's like funding all of this, So kind of like everyone, you just have to put up with it. Even the other fighters, the announcers, so they have to he's done this. It's a crossover thing. He's the best YouTuber to ever fight in this weight class. You have to say that because you can tell he's paying for it. It's basically the equivalent of like a rich guy's band, like James Dolan's horrible band. And he pays everyone to rehearse. He pays to do concerts. You're like, yeah, well, I mean, he can put notes together. He does sing. Just don't tell him that this is a joke. Diaz is a dog. You're right. He kept hugging him. He should have hugged him more. I'm saying no. Diaz is an absolute dog. I love it. I liked Diaz before, but the fact that Diaz was so hilarious beforehand when he was just like, yeah, even if I lose, he knew he was going to lose. He's like, I'm not going to I can't box. And this guy's like 15 years younger than me. He's like, even if I lose, just know he can't fucking fight and I'm going to haunt him forever. You are? They're cut different. They are just cut different. So let me swipe up to unlock. Sorry. But I do recommend seeing that special. That's special. They're like, we have you fooled, man. He's a marketer. He had you think he was a boxer. No one thought that. Logan Paul or Jared Jack Paul.
First, now Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson.
That was the real fight this weekend. Huh? How about that one? Some baseball fighting. Play the music. That's my bit, by the way. If you're new to the Bottom Line Bombs, I play that theme. I play that theme song no matter what the sport is because it's the best one. Parlay play is the next block. So there was a fight also that day in the baseball game between the Guardians and the White Sox, where Tim Anderson got knocked out by Jose Ramirez. It was a baseball brawl. You never see a baseball brawl where it's connected punches. That's why people loved it. And that was Cleveland's radio announcer, Tom Hamilton, with the call. What an amazing call. I love radio. I love baseball radio. Baseball should only be heard on the radio. First of all, it shouldn't be seen. Shouldn't be. It can only be read or listened to while you're mowing the lawn. Welcome everyone coming in. Anthony Gurrias. Let me play. I mean, to call this live like it's an actual fight, because usually there's no connections. So he was just excited for a fight.
Now Hosey and Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson.
The first, I mean, it's incredible. Anderson, if you haven't seen it, Anderson squares up with him. Square it up. Come on with the square up. You could tell he squared up thinking, okay, people are going to jump in and then not fight and, not let us fight, because no sports, not in baseball, they never let you fight. Everyone breaks it up. The whole thing. They come out running from the fucking dugouts and the outfield bullpens. I always love the outfield bullpens and there's a baseball brawl, because they know they're not going to stop it. They're like, oh God, what? Someone's fighting. All right, I'll get the jackets. One guy's collecting jackets. You'll forget them. So he just do this jog. All right, we're doing this, huh, guys? Let's go down there. But the umpire, he gets in between them like he's going to break them up. And then he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to see this. I want to see Jose Ramirez and Tim Anderson fight. And the umpire is like, go for it. And then Tim Anderson's like, shit, I did not want to do this, but now I'm squaring up. This will look a little ridiculous if I just say, hey, can we call this quits? So he threw some awful punches and got in there, and then Ramirez threw a blind shot, connected him, knocked him out. It was amazing. He did. Anthony is correct. Anderson had reach on him. Ramirez got that dog in him. People were so happy. Tim Anderson got knocked out. We didn't get to see Jake Paul get knocked out. So as a consolidation, the undercard, we got to watch Tim Anderson. People hate Tim Anderson. At least the old white baseball guard does. It was Lizzo type celebration of him getting his comeuppance. Oh man. You're right. P. Petrov has a good comment. You need a designated fake hold me back guy. There's rules to baseball fightings. We act like we're tough. We don't have to try to prove it, and that's what happens. If I was in a baseball fight, I would definitely be the guy collecting the jackets, jogging in later. I like the jogging with the jacket and then holding. Hey, you might want this. Grab assing with the other guy. They're always like, Joe, can you believe this shit? Yeah, he's not that polarizing. Is correct. But anyway, that leads to what's this clock at already? Hold on, let me look at the old time. 26 minutes, not too bad. But yeah, I don't know what people really. Tim Anderson's had a terrible year. He hasn't had any home runs this year, but people just always hate him. So there's already down goes Anderson t-shirts. It's funny how now Jose Ramirez is getting known. I mean, obviously baseball fans know Ramirez, but he's like amazing. He's like a top 5 player. And now we're known for a blind punch. Helping out his guys because they didn't like the way he tagged a rookie or some shit. Like the baseball beefs, the baseball grievances, they go on for decades. Oh, I didn't like the way you shoved our rookie off the base in 2017. What? Why didn't you bring it up then? I've been on 3 different teams since then. Yeah, well, we just want to do it tonight. It's hot. Anyway, all right. So before I get to the ad read, I'm going to give out a baseball play for today. How about that? And this seems weird. This play. I don't quite get this line. I mean, I guess I do. Let's take a look at the feeds moved. You have the hottest team in the NFL. Speaking of Chicago, you have the Cubs, who are the hottest team in baseball. Something's going on with this line. You got Smiley pitching, who's not great. And you have the Mets, who might be the coldest, worst team, a team that's literally quit for good measure. I'm not even like looking down upon them for quitting. Good. The Mets should quit. The White Sox have quit, even though they won yesterday. And the Mets have quit because they traded Verlander, they traded Scherzer. They're pulling people mid-game. It's, if they win 10 more games this season, I'll be shocked. And then you have the Cubs, who all of a sudden game out. They're in the wild card today. They were funny. They were about to sell fucking Bellinger and everybody. And then they started winning games versus the Cardinals. Like, wait a minute. What are we doing? Is this division terrible? We didn't even think to look around. Wait a minute. Everyone else is awful here. We could win this by just being 500. So that's what they're going to do. So they're the hottest team. Now they go to New York. So you think this would be at least the -140 line, but it started out as a 110 favorite. And now there's been nothing but movement on the Mets with Senga on the mound. They're -115. The Cubs are +105. And this has moved like 50 cents. Speaking of being shot 9 times, 50 cents. So for that reason alone, my sole baseball bomb I'm going to give out before I go to this ad read. An old shifty Vegas, and I hate to say it's a trap and all that, but I want to give out the Mets reverse line because I don't understand it, and that's the only thing I've learned is through gambling. If I don't understand it, well, normally you should let it pass, but I don't do that. Fuck it. I'll go with you. I'm with the old, you know what? You know better than I do, Vegas. So I'm going to take the Mets -115. Bomb it. For no reason. The coldest team versus the hottest team in baseball. Just like I do with the machines. You know better than I do. Do you want to listen to this music? Sure, Spotify. If you say so. If you say this is chosen for me, I'll listen to you. I don't know what I like. I don't know what trends are, what makes sense in gambling. So go ahead. You want to tell me what the line movement? I'll listen to you, line movement. So we're taking the Mets in there. And maybe we'll do a parlay play because we are brought to you by Parlay Play. Parlay Play is a great way to get down your favorite parlayed player props. Football season is right around the corner, and Parlay Play will have all your favorite props. Parlay Play is available in a ton of states, including California and Texas. Plus, our good friends in the up north, Parlay Play is available to a bunch of provinces in Canada. So when you sign up with our code, you'll get a sweet bonus to get started. A Parlay Play that I like, which I'll tell you right after these ads in the next segment. Head over to Parlay Play and use promo code SGP for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's parlayplay.io, promo code SGP. And we're back on the Bottom Line Bombs. I'm your CJ Sullivan, the man in the box. We're going to do some Lady World Cup now. So let's get some lady soccer music playing. Jesus Christ, that song's long. Thank you, by the way, for everyone watching on YouTube live. We got a little live follower my seed generates. I'm liking it. Although it's weird when you see the number of viewers and they keep dropping. I'm like, everything I say is making them drop, or they're bots. I don't get too far involved in it. But thank you for watching on YouTube and commenting, and make sure you hit the like button on that video. That's all you have to do. Just hit the goddamn thumbs up, and this way and that's how I live. You imagine, and that's how I survive. That's how the fucking algorithms work. Oh man. Anyways. Lady World Cup action. Let's talk it. The U.S. team lost overnight. Was it Saturday or Sunday? What happened? Like 2 in the morning out west, 5 a.m. east in Australia. Just one of those, like, they hide the news stories like on Friday. Like, oh, by the way, yeah, U.S. lost. Like, what? Kind of like the Pac-10 dissolving. We just snuck that in there. Oh, yeah, by the way, half the conference just left. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, you didn't hear? We did that. It was like, we released that at 1 a.m. You weren't awake for that? So, yeah, we woke up to the lady U.S. team, and I knew they lost when I opened Twitter. Megan Rapinoe was trending, and people were elated. It's so bizarre. People love, at least your conservatives, they love hating on this U.S. women's soccer team. Oh, I mean, granted, they're a little annoying when they win it all, but you should root for them as far as an American. But they're anti-American. They're woke. Now they're just women. That's what you hate. You hate that they're women. They wanted equal rights. I love what they say. Well, why do you hate it? Well, they wanted equal pay. These fucking bitches. Jeez, why are you upset that they want money? Is that the American way? Get as much money as you can. They deserve it. Yeah, but I took a knee. These woke. They keep calling him. Trump said he's woke. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. I like when they give Trump a talking point to just say this, trust me, and they'll get fired up. They will go crazy. Let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up. I have some notes. I actually have notes for this. Before I get to and I do have a Lady World Cup bomb coming up for the match tomorrow. But Rapinoe missed a penalty kick, and then she laughed afterwards. People were upset about that. That's why she was trending, because she laughed because she missed a penalty kick. They didn't like when they were smiling after their tie versus Portugal, and then they're laughing. This is the only thing where men tell women to smile less. Usually it's too much. They tell you to smile more. We don't like when these women smile. We want other women to smile, not these ones. These woke lesbians. We don't smile so much. And then, so Rapinoe's laughing. She's obviously nervously laughing, like you can't believe it. She just fucking missed a penalty kick, which she hasn't missed like in 20 years. Out of time, she sucks anyway. She's like this legend. Laughing it up. They're all just dumb fucking sports fans. It's so amazing. The thing is that they don't care about women's soccer. They're saying, this has ruined women's soccer. Oh, really? Hannity? Were you a big fan of I don't know, Mia Hamm, probably the only female soccer player you knew from back in the day? But it's so funny watching the right tweet about this shit. Here it is. Here's a tweeter from Benny Johnson. Look at all these profiles are the same. Breaking. I love when people tweet that, dude. Breaking. Like you have some breaking news. Breaking. Woke U.S. women's soccer humiliation. Like and it's just a tweet. There's no article. There's no news story. That's not a fucking real headline. After winning back-to-back World Cups, the heavily favored Team USA, he doesn't even know the favorite. First of all, they were plus 250. They weren't a favorite. They were not heavily favored. And they were not even favored in this game. Or was it a coin flip? Has been eliminated by Sweden in the 16th round. Team USA downfall was delivered by anti-America, anti-woman activist Megan Rapinoe's embarrassing free kick here. All capitals embarrassing. You imagine if that was a real story. This is what people are acting like is news. It's so funny. Why are these people so happy? I mean, I know why. They hate women. They don't like when they hate loud women. They like when women are humiliated, sure. It was ironic though, the US did have their best game. But they couldn't score. That's soccer. You have to be able to score. Todd Morris, I believe. But so that's good for my Australia ticket that we gave out, by the way. Australia at 9-1. They won today, 2-0. It's all Lizzo's fault, says Todd Morris. Now, I agree. Listen, it's been a bad week for the activists. Lizzo, I broke down last time. The reason why people were upset with Lizzo's story, they weren't even upset. They weren't even upset that she was a hypocrite. They were upset that they had to hold back fat jokes for so long. See, fat jokes, and along with redheads, Germans, they're like some of the only ones you can still make fun of openly, and no one cares. You can do a German accent, nobody gives a shit. Everyone laughs. Fat jokes, whatever. And then Lizzo kind of took that away because everyone would make a standard Lizzo fat joke, and they're like, no, you can't do that. She's got pride and all this thing. She's fucking shamed body shamers, which people needed. And then they found out she's body shaming. People were pissed. Like, what the fuck? I could have been doing fat jokes this whole time. It turns out Lizzo doesn't really care and she's a terrible person. God damn it. I mean, I'm a terrible person too. But why would you let me be a terrible person? So that's why I said Lizzo gave them the fat jokes back. If anything, they should thank her. Congratulate her. Good wants to blame Britney Spears again. Why not? I'll blame Britney Spears, no matter what. I'm the only one who's on Team Judge, by the way, and lock Britney back up. She is crazy. Do not let her spend her money. I'm just kidding. Let her spend her money. Let her spend her crazy money, but she's obviously crazy. I mean, we can't forget that. It does always come back to Lizzo, Chachi. I mean, she was never really an activist. Her fucking lyrics are like if you had Chat GPT say, "Hey, write me a pro-feminist song, or an empowering song," that's what it would be. But it's like, say less, express yourself, bitch. What? Did Hallmark go write this fucking song for? It seems like her whole thing was corporate activism anyway. Yeah, so many great comments. How do we get back to Lizzo? I'll get back to Lizzo. Lizzo, we had to take one. The culture had to take one. Now fat jokes are back, and people just love to rip on Lizzo. Bring it fatbacks. Although the Lizzo, the joy people had in Lizzo going down is the same joy they had in the Women's World Cup team losing. That definitely is also uncommon. I gotta hide some. I mean, Chad G blames Lizzo for Russell Wilson in Denver. Russell Wilson. Now that we're all over the place on this thing, I have to give out my lady cup. You guys are distracting me, but you guys have all funny comments, so I don't mind it. Russell Wilson though is in a cult. That's not you can't put that one on Lizzo. He's in a weird cult. He's in an old, not the sex cult though. Not that's hip now on your Netflix and shit. He's one of those old school cults, the suicide cults, the robes and fucking drink this Gatorade, Kool-Aid, fucking you're gonna kill yourself. You know, which I don't mind. Bring those. All right, Lizzo's bringing fat jokes back. Russell Wilson's bringing the suicide cults back. Because you see his videos he makes, he is fucking gone. Forget bringing back his football skills. He is gone as a human being on this planet Earth. And Ciara, whatever his wife is. Anyway. So anyway, let's get to this. I gotta get this lady cup on. The clock's getting away from me. Jamaica, Morocco. Jamaica me crazy with all these things. This is a fun one. So Jamaica is an underdog. They're playing there, but they is this their first time in the World Cup? Jamaica? I think it is. They've been amazing. They play Morocco tomorrow. I got to get into this game first. I'll keep posting your comments. Your comments are hilarious. Serial, Gutierrez, Chad, Todd Morris, Petrovka, everybody. Hilarious. Timberlake did bring sexy back, but but then he lost it for a while. Timberlake didn't bring sexy back when he had to apologize for his wife or apologize for holding another girl's hand. His wife made him do it. Anyway, where was I? Jamaica, Morocco. I got to get to this game. The line, Jamaica's the underdog. Obviously, it's their first time in the World Cup. Now that the U.S. team is out, Jamaica is becoming my team to root for. Even though I have an Australian ticket at 9-1 that I want to win, but Jamaica is a fun team to root for. First of all, they call themselves the Reggae Girls with a Z. That's not even something I made up. That's something they made up. Reggae Girls. You gotta love it. They're terrible, man. I just found out. Side note about Jamaica. That Jamaican language is in its own language. I always thought it was just an English language with an accent. And it's not. It's similar to the English language. But it's a different language. But yeah, man, that's the whole thing. Anyway, I won't do a bad Jamaican accent. Even though I could. But I like these reggae girls. They represent what women's soccer used to be. I mean, it still is a lot. A lot of these nations are very underfinanced. They don't have a lot of human rights, let alone athletic rights. They have no money whatsoever. They were dormant for more than like 3 years. From 2010 to 2014, they were dormant because the governing body just refused to provide funding. So they're back on the field. They got financial backing, as Goodyear said it. No, I know it's not a joke, which I love. They basically got a Kickstarter going. And they got Bob Marley's daughter to help fund the goddamn team. How fucking women's soccer is that? One of Bob Marley's 39 kids stepped up to the plate and got this Jamaican team some umbrellas and some jerseys. The Women's World Cup teams for these countries they're like Little League teams. They're selling candy in the highway. Before, the team's coach had to buy them raincoats at a Costco with his own money. Players had to pay out of pocket to bring luggage on the flights, which is a scam, by the way. That we have to pay to check luggage. Can you imagine? All right, we have to lighten the luggage. We can only bring 2 soccer balls and 3 cones. Sorry. Can't be over 50 pounds or we're fucked. Bob Marley's daughter in Adidas, the trading kid. That's hilarious. That's amazing. But there's also a betting angle to these. Now these girls, ladies, the lady reggae girls with a Z. One thing they do is they refuse to score, but they also don't give up goals. They've played 3 games so far, or matches, if you want to be a fucking dick about it. The scores have been 0-0, 0-0, and 1-0. There's been 1 goal between in 3 full matches between whoever they played and them. No man. No man. No yellow card, no try. So we're definitely going with the under is what I'm getting at. Jamaica, Morocco tomorrow. The under is 2. We're going to bomb that. We're going to start off with that. Now for Jamaica to advance, they're plus 155. To win in regulation, they're plus 300. I like that too. We're going to take Jamaica to advance plus 155. Bomb that. Morocco, by the way, is also it's a very vulnerable favorite. They lost to Colombia, for fuck's sakes. I mean, come on. Not Colombia. Lost to Morocco. They're not playing. Morocco is back. Colombia is who they're playing. Sorry, I was mixing it up. That's my good soccer now. I just realized I was saying that wrong. Colombia played Morocco and they lost Morocco. And that's who Jamaica's playing. Jamaica's playing Colombia. And Colombia, you would assume, is good. But that's the men. That's the cocaine men. That's a great documentary when I show those Colombian men, the Pablo Escobar team. And they take their men seriously, obviously. You do an own goal, they might kill you in a town square. But the ladies, let them do. They actually have a negative expected goal differential. So they're very vulnerable. So we're taking Jamaica to advance, blah, blah, blah. But here's where I like it. So instead of doing Jamaica plus 300 to win in regulation, a better way to do that, I think, because if Jamaica does win in regulation or regular time, 90 minutes, it's not going to be a high scoring game. So you can parlay under 2.5 in Jamaica wins, and that's plus 500. So instead of doing plus 300 Jamaica to win, parlay that with under 2.5 because it, not going to say impossible, but it's highly unlikely that Jamaica wins and there's 4 goals scored or 3 goals scored, even that. So let's bomb that. Jamaica to win and under 2.5 parlay plus 500. Bomb it. So that's 3 Jamaica me bombs right there. To advance plus 155, under 2, and then plus parlayed with that plus 500. 2 Escobars, great documentary, correct. Petrovka says under 1.5 game, Jamaica 1.5 or game total? No, total. Glad you clarified. Well, the under for the game is 2. You can also get alt totals. You can go under 2.5 and minus 210. You can do under 1.5 for the game as well, and that's plus like 160, I think, which isn't a bad play either. Because I believe this can go 1-0. This can go 0-0 or 1-0. I like under 1.5 as well. Beat Petrovka if you want to try that out. 2 Escobars, absolutely is a great documentary. Get a lot of Colombian cocaine talk on my TikToks all of a sudden. Anyway. Let's so that sums up that. Now we're going on to the box. Where are we going? All right, let's bring it into the box, boys. We are in the box. I'm gonna take a look. Once again, thank everyone for all the comments in there. Yeah, for some reason I'm getting a lot of cocaine. This drug dealer. Something Mitchell. He's like a comic on my TikTok thread. He just tells you stories. He's a white guy. He's a drug dealer. Used to be a drug dealer. Surf time, and he tells stories. And that's the thing with TikTok. You like one video, or if you watch a video beginning to end, that's it. That's all you're getting. You're getting that same genre. No, if you like it or not, and you're not gonna like it. No, nonstop. I mean, TikTok's got a bunch of shit on there to watch, but like, good God, I can't get out of these fucking algorithms. Like, there's one guy tell me Coke drug dealer stories, which are good. Some of them are good. Some of them are bullshit. You always tell. Anytime people are telling their own story and they're not regulated like that, you can tell they're kind of fucking. You need someone there to rein him in a bit. He's like, oh, I remember one time I needed a break. I took some time because he was from Oregon. I took some time and I gave it off to my partner. You run the business. I need a clean break. So I went down to Colombia for vacation. Oh, okay. You went to Colombia to vacation to get away from the hard cocaine of Oregon? That makes sense. That seems like a clean break down there in Medellin. I get that shit, and then I get I don't know how I got on this algorithm on TikTok, but this is very upsetting as well to me. I get nonstop this guy, people who video police. First, they'll walk around, they'll video anybody in the streets till people get annoyed. Like, what the fuck? You can't video me. Like, it's a public place. Like, it's a First Amendment protected Constitution, freedom of the press. I'm an independent journalist, working on a story. Like, I'm gonna call cops. Call what you ever have. They don't know the laws. And then they got these guys telling the cops the laws, which is great content. Yeah, you might be right, but you're also a dick. You're making people's lives terrible. That's what you're doing. You're deciding to wake up just to annoy people because you can. You're right. You shouldn't expect privacy in a public place. You can film my office. I mean, well, why are you doing this? That's the only thing. You ask why. Because it's protected by the amendment. That's not why you're doing it. You're not doing it because it's protected by the first right. Anyway. Those are the most annoying people. Yes, I get it. Cops abuse their power. I'm not here to say they don't. But these antagonists, provocateurs, whoever the fuck, I mean, just leave them alone. An easy way to do is just get away from them. Why fucking bother? Yeah, they're going to bend rules. But also, if you don't do this shit, if you don't... People that scream, I know my rights, they never know their rights, by the way. And even if it is unlawful for them, cops will do whatever. How do you we all know this. Cops will do whatever the fuck they want to do. You want to sue later? Go for it. Good luck with that. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. How did I get to talk about that? Oh, because of cocaine. Because of cocaine. I feel old complaining about TikTok. Speaking of old, I got my Facebook got hacked. That's a sign you're getting old too. Someone created a clone Facebook account. So if you're following CJ Sullivan on Facebook, you might have gotten a friend request from a clone CJ Sullivan. You could tell it's not me because it was funnier and he wasn't promoting my show. People love telling you when you go, hey buddy, hey man, just got this thing. They love it. It's embarrassing. I don't know. I'm embarrassed when I get hacked because I feel like old. I feel like you might want to change your password, grandpa. And reality is it's Facebook. I don't check in on Facebook. I only check in to get a bunch of messages, and people love telling you got hacked. So I got hacked. Rub it in the embarrassment. God, I felt old. I did a show in Santa Monica on Friday. There was girls there. They might have been 25. Who knows? They look like they're 12. Everyone. That's how when you get older, young people in their 20s look like they're fucking 13. I did a joke. I talked about it here. My Aldine joke. Where I bring up the Dukes of Hazzard, and these girls, they stared at me blankly, and they go, "What is that? What the fuck is Dukes of Hazzard?" They didn't even know. They didn't even know that goddamn Jessica Simpson Dukes of Hazzard. That's how young these kids were. My joke, if you don't remember, either they didn't know Dukes of Hazzard or they didn't want to hear, which I can understand that. I tried to do a bit about Jason Aldean, which I did here in the box. That's all I do is take it from the box to the mic. And how people are looking a little too deeply into it. Like, yeah, when Jason Aldean said in a small town, the good old boys, they're talking about some 1800 group in Tennessee that would do lynchings. Like, yeah, maybe Jason Aldean was thinking of that, or maybe he was thinking of Dukes of Hazzard. Those good old boys. That's more likely. Which is ironic because the good old Duke boys hated cops. Speaking of which, Roscoe P. Coltrane and Boss Hogg, they would, they wouldn't spit at them, but they'd make sure they'd slip in some mud and do things like that. They'd peel out some mud in their face. That's worse than spit. Anyway, they didn't want to do that. Good question. Why do they hack, Petrov? They hack just to duplicate. They don't even get, yeah. I mean, what are you trying to fish information? It's already out there. They've already sold it. Facebook and all these companies, they sell your fucking info. Todd Moore's got a message from BJ Sullivan. That is me. That's my that's my porn name, BJ Sullivan. But people do love that BJ too. BJ, CJ, just like BJ. I go on the road. I'll be in Salt Lake City in a couple weeks at Wise Guys with TJ Miller, and when people meet us afterwards, they that blows their minds that someone could be named CJ and another guy named TJ. Oh, is that how you met? Are you guys brothers? We get questions like that. What? Yeah, we met in an initial group. It's a group where people will go by initials. We're named now. It's like a meetup for initials. Are you guys brothers? No, because that's not how names work. Oh, Mike and Mark. Are you guys brothers? Because you have the same letter in there. Anyway, that's the beautiful country of Americans. I love it. As you can see, my Cracker Barrel hat. I got a comment on that one too. I forgot I was wearing it. I like this hat. I like Cracker Barrel, period. Not afraid to say that. I don't lean right. Mostly. Well, that's crazy. But I do lean right breakfast wise. I've said that before. My politics are very conservative when it comes to breakfast. They just know how to do breakfast. You see Fox, you go to a diner, you see Fox News on, you're gonna get some good fucking hash browns. All right. You sit on down. You can say whatever politics you want. You're gonna get a good goddamn country breakfast. The left, you're just just stay out of the breakfast game. We'll let you have brunch, but you guys, your avocado, get the fuck out of here with that. Give me a newspaper with some ink, initials, blood. What are we at? We're almost at an hour. Good Lord. Whew. Well, that was the man in the box. How do you not know Dukes of fucking Hazzard, man? I mean, come on. My God. Ooh, shit. Chad G says he curves to the left, but that's because he's left-handed. Petrovka says I do mimosas. Mimosa is the popcorn of alcohol. It's a fraud. Bottomless mimosas. Just get yourself a goddamn screwdriver, like an adult. Bloody Mary, whatever you gotta do to get that hangover off. The bottomless mimosa is just a picture of wishy-washy champagne. It's ridiculous. It's like the punch of Punxsutawney. I don't know what I'm saying there, but yeah, it's a fraud. The bottomless mimosa is a fraud, and it gives you a migraine. It's too lightheaded. Back in my drinking days, I would just give me the goddamn screwdriver. Plus, it's a great name to great drink to order by name. Calling a screwdriver. People will get vodka OJ and call that. No way. What? No, you order a goddamn screwdriver. Dukes of Hazzard spinoff. I know. I could play Boss. I could definitely play another Boss Hogg. Boss Hogg, one of the greatest characters in television history. Cops hated him. Or they hated the cops, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for the box today. Political breakfast. There's other things I wanted to get into, but we can't because we got Wednesday's show. Wednesday's show. Thank you for everyone to join me. It's gonna be 1:00 again, Wednesday live. I'll start the NFL. We'll do some NFL preseason, and I'm gonna do some futures on divisions and teams itself. Because it is August. I eventually got to get into it. And the bombs. I'm also doing a college show with Picks Dundee, Colby D. I'll be doing that this season. When football season comes, the bombs are going to start on Monday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And I'm also going to do a Thursday show, which will preview the weekend and Thursday football. That'll be maybe the afternoon. Who knows? We'll see. We'll figure that out. But it's going to be great. So follow me on the Instas, and I'll do that. Bonus bomb. Whoa, Jesus Christ. A little bag of sugar. That's right. Oh my God. But other than that, that's going to do it for the man in the box. These are the bombs. Good luck, and let's bring in that Jamaica lady reggae girls. That's going to be a good one. Other than that, thank you. Goodbye.